All right. Welcome, everybody. Sorry, we're 3 minutes late. My apologies. TikTok. Blame TikTok. By the way, is there music coming through? I don't know if it's coming through on OBS or not. If not, just let me know. Looks and sounds good. Awesome. I did adjust my like saturation and stuff like that because the light was bouncing off the head too much. But I don't know if there's music in the background for you guys. There should be, but I'm not 100% sure. So, just wondering. We'll give it a couple more minutes, and we'll let everybody come in here, and we'll get everything situated. So, let's go and pull up the website. Nope. Okay. All right. So we'll turn that off because we don't need that background. Yeah, I wasn't sure if OBS would put this through here or not. So, okay. Just my amazing voice. It's fantastic. All right. So, hello. Oh, we got quite a few people in here. I'm amazed. Got 10 people. That's a lot. Hopefully I can keep you guys entertained. What's up, Jay? What's up, Steven? Jerry? Free Heathen. What's up, man? Non-fam, how's it going? Oh, now we're down to 9. I guess I couldn't keep everybody. What's up? What's up, Mahoney? Reminder, be ready to start a live stream. It should be started. I love that. It says start video now, but yet it says you're live.
Let's see if I...
Oops. All right. Let's see here. What's up? Just trying to figure out this resin stuff and supports. Well, I'm always here and I'm always available if you ever need any help for anything. So live on Facebook and YouTube, at least that's all I have open. Okay. So I should be live on everything but Twitter, apparently. That's not connected. Oh, wait. No, I am live. Okay. That's weird. View on Twitter. Okay. Have I tried Voxel Dance Tango? It has been 3 years since I've had that, and I never got into it. I got into it when it was still very, very new to the community. I think I have a lifetime license too, but I haven't used it. I know a lot of people like it. They especially like their supports and everything. So, but yeah, I haven't personally used it enough to say, hey, it's good. So let's check some stuff. Make sure everything's good. Location. Okay. Hello, Kuma. Hi, I love Facebook. All right, hold on. Back when I did an army of miniatures on the Mega 8K. That was a good day. Yes, we were talking about voxel dance. I said it's been at least 3 years, I want to say. Maybe more. It's been a long time. Of course, Loyal Moses is live. Now I forgot what I was doing. Oh, I needed to go to my group and see who is chit-chatting. What's up, Jacoby? What's happening? Yes, I heard the auto supports are amazing, but I know Lychee doesn't like pre-supported models. That's very strange because most pre-supported models that are fairly good come from Lychee. So that's kind of like a double standard. I don't know. That's a weird one. But anyway, the thing that a lot of people don't understand is auto supports aren't going to be everything for you. Okay. Never, ever rely on auto supports. And if you do, they should be at like a 10% angle where you literally cover every square inch of anything that has an angle, which is absolutely overkill. But if you want to print good, overkill it. I personally don't care. I got enough resin to where it doesn't matter if I overkill it. I mean, I have hundreds of bottles of resin. That's no joke. Like, I even have resin over there just out of shot. There's a new rack here that you guys don't see. That has the eMake Galaxy 1, which I just got back from 3D Resin Solutions. So we'll start printing on that thing again. As you can probably tell, I do have a pretty large print on the Mega right now. But yeah, my suggestion is always use auto supports, but then go back in and check them out yourself. So, by the way, if you guys can, go ahead and like and share this out. That would be mucho helpful. What's up, Raymond? How's it going? We'll give it another like 5-6 minutes, right? We'll start tinkering with everything in the next 5 minutes. Okay, sound good to everybody? I know we're kind of lagging here a little bit. I would rather get more successful prints than try to save resin and get more failures. Agreed. But here's the opposite side to that, is that you are adding more supports, making that heavier, which can in turn raise the failure rate on it. So it's kind of a happy medium you got to look for. So I'm just going to kind of go through some things with you guys. I'll be completely honest. I haven't looked at any of the specs for this or anything. I've just basically heard what it is. It's your birthday tomorrow. Well, happy early birthday. You are exactly 6 days ahead of, or after me. I was going to say ahead. Okay, so what is this printer promise? It says 10% high transparency, which I'm not exactly sure what that equates to, but maybe that's the ability to see inside of the printer itself. 180 millimeters an hour, which is just mind-boggling. This is what I'm very interested in this printer, is the fact that it is supposed to be insanely fast. And thankfully they provided 4 bottles of resin to test that out. I will do a batch of miniatures. I will do a batch of some tall prints, and we're basically going to match it up with my Akuma Mod's speed settings on the Mega here. And I will also probably start working on some Akuma Mod speed settings for this printer as well. So that way everybody can have even faster printing if they really wanted to. Resin vat heating system, that's the one thing that I am very interested in, because it doesn't have a heater like built in the back. It actually has a vat heater, which in my opinion is more important to have a vat heater system than it is to have an actual heater system. While a heater system will maintain the inside of your printer, it doesn't necessarily bump up the temperature of your liquid resin. That is very hard to maintain. But if you have 2 systems like that, then it's even better. So I'm very interested. And it says it's up to 60 degrees Celsius. So that's pretty toasty. So we have an easy to use touchscreen, which looks amazing. It looks like a 7-inch touchscreen. Yeah, it is. Capacitive, pre-calibrated build plate. Doesn't really matter to me. If I need to calibrate it, I will. It also has intelligent control, monitor your prints remotely using an HD camera, which will be really cool. I hope that we can do some time lapse with that and get some cool time lapse going. Because busting out the big old camera here and setting it up is just kind of a pain. And I literally have to like shove my chair into here to get a good angle on it. So yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting. It boasts an all metal design, which I mean that's very nice to have. Looks like it does have an air purifying system on it as well, and looks like it uses Lychee Slicer and Shitu Box. So liked, shared, and X on Facebook. Thank you. Tried to find a video that goes in depth on where you need to support and what supports you need. Basically, manual supports for dummies, but I haven't found one that really explains in depth. So I've had that asked of me several times to do an in-depth support video. Excuse me. The major issue with that is it literally relies on each and every print. So the way that I support a miniature is going to vastly differentiate vastly compared to a larger model. And really, it also depends on how intricate the model, how basic the model is. So there's a whole bunch of different things that can go weird with it. What's up, Sammy? How's it going? I'm already losing my voice. Jesus. Excuse me. Let me. All right. It is 8:14 my time. And we will switch over to the camera. Let me pop off the Logitech, and we will take off the main camera. And there we go. We have the box. So inside here, we do have 4 bottles of resin that were provided from Apex Maker. This is a fast curing resin. And it says shake well, essentially your basic stuff. So we'll take a look at that in a little bit and see how this resin is. But that's really nice that they provided 4 bottles for us to test with. 2 bottles is usually more than enough, but definitely can't complain for 4 bottles, I'll tell you that much. Now, the interesting thing is how easy is this going to take apart? So we have a lock pin here. I might have to grab some pliers. Whew. That is done. I'm good, man. Oh, this might be interesting. Let's see if we can use our side cutters. Try and open this. Nope, we're going to end up breaking that. Oh, yeah. We're destroying that for sure. Let's see. I'm at the same time zone, 8:15. Yeah, I'm in good old Chicago. I'm starting to wonder if the Elegoo water washable resin is giving me a lot of my problems. I don't suggest water washable, but hey, if you like it, have at it. It's probably the worst resin that you could possibly have. All right, we're gonna have to pull out the big guns here, pull this out, see if we can. So, how was Matt's live stream? It took him like an hour to get this thing unboxed because the pins. So, if they are going to ship in the same style box, I do highly suggest getting a pair of, I think these are channel locks, right? Get yourself a nice pair of channel locks. Is there another one on here? I thought there was at least one more. Nope. So, I will say that this box arrived in fairly good condition, but it definitely was opened. So I'm a little concerned about what's going on inside, and hopefully nothing's destroyed. But it didn't seem like it. too much tape. All right. All right, and there you go. There's the unboxing. Let's see here. Wow, that's a huge wooden box, heavy duty. Yes, it is. You might need some help to carry it out. It definitely needs some help. It's not as heavy as the E-Make was, but it's close. I have a duckbill tinner snips. There you go. That'll work. I don't like to use water washable resin. Yep. Water washable has a lot of problems. They crack over time. They're very brittle. They don't work. Here, let's get this in the frame a little bit more. Eh? There we go. That's a little better for you. All right. So how are we going to go about attacking this? So we're basically, this is very similar to the E-Make setup where you take your trusty screwdriver and there's tabs all along the sides here to get at the tabs that are on the side here. You basically just pull them up. So for anybody who is interested in getting this printer, if they do happen to ship them like this, which I think would be a wise decision because this does protect it very well. I can easily tell that it is protected quite a bit. Just make sure you have your tools on hand so you can get at it. Man, this is one tough cookie. And it doesn't help that, UPS or whoever handled this package decided, we're going to take the hell out of it. There we go. So you do have to bend those tabs back pretty far. And of course, that one has to be destroyed. Let's take a look at chat here. Tip and level slide it out. Yeah, I could do that. But I also need to break down this thing as well. So it's not easy to move. Okay. All comes falling out. All right. I don't know if this is going to be easy getting at it. Oh, yeah. So we'll break it down after. Wiggle it just a little bit. Okay. I think I can ship myself anywhere in the world with this. Jeepus. That's huge. Huge. Okay. I will say it's not super well packed, but it's got enough foam, and the crate is good enough to keep it secured and good to go. So let's just check on something. I was looking into Soraya Fast Resin. I seen 3D Musketeer says he mixes a little Tenacious with it, though. Yeah, Tenacious will help out a lot. Okay. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to do TikTok land. All right. Okay. This is a big boy. So this is a lift up top. I do like the texture on this. Oh, wow. That's awesome. It stays. It's shock absorbed. So it stays in any position you really put it in. It does have a minor press in there. All right, so at the top here we have a miniature screwdriver. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be included or it just happened to end up in here, but free tool. We have a little base here. So we have our camera. Looks like we have some extra FET film. I have not checked to see if this is ACF film or not. I'm not 100% sure. Looks like we got some more extra film. So that's awesome. They give you 3 rolls of extra film, or maybe 4. That's fantastic. Resin refill system, our power cord, some extra funnels, gloves, our tool kit with a 32 gig USB drive, and it is a SanDisk branded. That's kind of nice. A nice little spatula, and then our little tray here, and our camera. That's pretty much what's in there. Put this off to the side. That way we can get this situated. Check on Chad here really quick. It is not smaller than the Mega. It is bigger. So if you guys need to know size-wise, that's why I actually had to buy the secondary rack system that's over there now, because it is so much bigger than the Mega. So I know I have a tape measure around here somewhere. Did. I'll have to use some actual tape measure for this. Oh God, I lost TikTok land. What's up? What's up, everybody in TikTok? All right. So just to give you an idea of size-wise, the Mega from top to bottom is about 27 inches. Okay. This from top to bottom is about 31.5 inches. So 28 inches versus 31.5. Our next layer is our amazing build plate. Ooh, look at that. That's so shiny. I'm surprised it didn't have a protector on it. Usually it does. It's not the end of the world because it's in a styrofoam, but usually you get some peel ASMR going on there, but not the end of the world. Then we have our system, which we might have to plug this in and raise it up to get that out. So I do have the cord prepared here already. And I'm probably going to have to move this camera a little bit. So let's take y'all on a ride. I want to ride the roller coaster. You guys get to see all the printers in the background there. There we go. It's like almost too big to be in frame of this camera. Okay, so let's turn it on. See how fancy this is. What kind of printers? This is resin printers. So this is the brand new Apex Maker X1, or the X1 by Apex Maker. Look at that screen. Ooh, you guys can't see that. There you go. Look at that. Okay, let's get down and dirty. Thank God I cleaned my floors today. Whew. So, we have our temperature reading here. Looks like we have some menus up at the top: USB, internet, Wi-Fi, and something else. I'm not sure what it is. So we have a U-Disc built-in storage. That's nice. I don't know how much it holds, but that's awesome. We have remote storage, which means we can print anywhere in the world. And then we have power outages. What? This has power loss recovery? That's new. That's like, I don't think any of my resin printers have power loss recovery, to be honest. That's quite nifty to see that. All right, so this is a nice screen setup. I like this already. This kind of gives it a very bamboo-esque type setup. You guys know what the bamboo printers are. So we have manual control, equipment test, exposure test, resin heating, and automatic feeding. The next one is set up for Wi-Fi, cloud storage, it looks like, notification, or language, network settings, system settings, machine parameters, file sharing. And then we have the information: machine information, device information, print history, after sales, error log, and data cleaning. So this has got a lot of nice, nifty stuff on it. This is kind of cool. I'm digging it already, all the extra added features that they put into this that I sure as heck didn't know about. So we need to move this Z up. So let's go ahead and find our manual control. And we are going to simply raise. Let's bring it up to, we do 10 mil? Just 1 mil? Wow, this is really fine. Do they not have a 10 mil? Or is this, what is this one? Oh, there's, oh, no way. No way. If this has the option I think it does, absolutely sold on this machine right now. Oh, no way. So the bane of my existence with these larger resin printers that I've had in my shop area here is the fact that they have 3 settings to move the Z height. They have 0.1, they have 1, and they have 10 mil, usually. Some of them have 5 mil. This, you can actually input the Z whatever you want it to. So if you want to just take it from 0 to max, you just max it out. You just put in the number to max it out. So if I wanted to go up, I went 200 millimeters up and it did it. How awesome is that? No other printer on the market I know that has that. At least not in my arsenal and that I've seen so far. That right there, sold. 100% right there. I mean, that's just amazing. I love it. Okay, so it looks like we have a zip tied cable connector here in the back. It looks like it is a micro USB connector. This is all like what do they call that? Like truck bed, like coating on this. So it's a very interesting, unique feel and look to it. I'm curious to know how resin is going to be on it. Like, if you touch it, is it going to stay? Is it going to do stuff? Like, what's going to happen with this? So we have our automatic feeding system here on the right-hand side that's very simply removed. It's just basically a little clip-on system that's super simple. I'm not really digging the VAT screw tighteners. They could be bigger. Oh, no way. You mean I don't have... What? Okay. I'll be fine with that. So all they do is they unscrew and they tip over. So they stay on the printer itself. You never have to remove them. You never have to lose them. It's one of the downsides of the eMake is that it has a VAT similar to this in terms of size. And the problem is you have 4 corner screws, and when you unscrew them, there's a good chance they're going to fall in the VAT. This has no chance of doing that, obviously, unless you unscrew them completely. But it's like a holder mechanism. So they really thought about all the little nitpicky things of resin printing so far that I can tell, which is totally awesome. We're going to lift this up. We're going to check out the system here. So on the bottom here, there's these little connectors. And that, I believe, is the resin vat heater system. So inside the vat, there must be a trough that is drilled through here to have it work. Then there's 4 little nubs on each side. Well, actually, there's 2 on this side and 3 on this side, technically. 3 little nubs, as you can see, to hold it and kind of keep it off the ground so it's not getting anything on it. So that's really nice. I believe this does have ACF film because it's kind of like the M3 Max where it's nice and glossy on one side, but it's a matte finish on the back side. So this will be good. And this probably is one of the contributors of why the speeds it says it can be produced that way. So that's kind of nice. We have our little window here. It looks like maybe there's some stuff on it. Let's see. I don't think they took all the film off of this when they drilled this. going to eat away at me. I must remove it. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Probably should have just got myself a pair of pliers at this point. There we go. I don't know if the inside is like that too, but we are going to check because resin's just going to eat that, and I don't want it going into the vat if that is the case. I know, it's a really exciting stream, isn't it? Woohoo! Get in the zone, auto zone. Ooh, it's got a nice little screensaver on the system too. So this is very much like the Frozen Sonic Mighty and their new board and system that's in their printers. I wonder if this is a Shitu based board or if it's somebody else. Be very interested to know that. Not like it really matters anyways. I'm going to print on it regardless. Don't care. Aha, got it. Yeah, we're probably going to have to remove those screws and everything. I wonder if that's why they included that piece. But anyway, I noticed that there is no instruction booklet. Unless I'm missing something, it's probably on the USB drive. So we can jump over and take a look at the USB drive and see what's on there really quick, right? So I just do want to point out that this does come with extra, it looks like 3D printed refill systems. So if you happen to start getting a clog in this, you actually have some refills or replacement parts for it. So they give you 2 extra replacement pieces. The $1 million question is, where does the bottle go? So I see a resin thing here, but where does the bottle go? Does it stay inside? We'll have to take a look inside and see a little bit more. I like that. It fits in very nice and tight. It's good to go. And that's awesome. All right. Anyway, let's jump on the USB drive and see if we got some instructions and see where we can go from there. Yeah, let's go ahead and close this bad boy up. So those gas shocks do work to a certain point. So it's like a 30-degree angle, and then at that point, the shocks just give in, which isn't bad. That's kind of nice. I was a little worried there. So wait, can I do this like this too? Manual control, please reset to 0. All right, watch out, Booker. Watch out. Watch out. The doggy wants to be part of it. Wow, that thing is huge. Yes, it is very, very big. What's up, Gary? What's up, Doogie? Aether, does it have auto fill and auto remove? It at least has auto fill. I don't know about auto remove. I pull out a print, put it in the side, and quickly turn around to smack my face on the lid. Yep. What kind of printer is that? So that's the E-Make, or I'm sorry, the Apex Maker. All right, let's go ahead and plug this bad boy in, see what's on the drive. And looks like we got a high-speed profile, Shi2Box Pro, high test, and normal test. So no instructions. But I do have everything set up here on the website. So let's see where our auto refill system is. That is the million-dollar question. Where does that sit? Does it come out the back? Okay. So there's just a line that pops out the back of this that you just use on this printer. What's up, Mars Gizmo? E-Make is on your mind. I heard that slip. Yeah, it doesn't have to be because it's literally, it's right there, the E-Make. It's a very similar system. That's why I slip with that every once in a while. So build volume wise, we have a 198 millimeter by 353 millimeter by 400. So slightly bigger than the Mega in terms of size. So it's a good in between. And I mean, for the price that they are at, that's pretty good for that price. If I'm not mistaken, the price range that they had set at this was going to be about $1,500. Poppers. I know, you want some nubbins. Look, everybody sees you. The poppers. All right, go. Shoe fly. All right. Yeah, it looks like ACF film from here. Bed liner texture. Yes. Looks like they are going to be doing a Kickstarter. Yes, they are going to be doing a Kickstarter. Now, I will tell you that, guys, that you know how I am about Kickstarters and my whole view on Kickstarters. They are great to have for certain things, but they are not my cup of tea. So if you are going to back a Kickstarter in any way, shape, or form, please do it with the open mind that you're going to back a product without possibly not getting a product. So just be aware viewing it like that. Okay? That's how I always view those, is I never expect anything in return if I'm going to back any type of Kickstarter project. Okay? So just keep that in mind. All right, let's move this over just a slight bit more. There we go. All right. Get this all set up. Since you're live on TikTok, do a happy dance. What's up, Shark? How's it going? Okay. Yeah, I probably should have thought about some stuff here beforehand, but I was too excited to get this thing unboxed. All right. So let's see. I have the USB drive here. So they have a high test. I'm going to open this file up and see what it is. I don't know if you guys want to see what's going on here. Let me move this over here. But I'll bring in my main monitor. Bring off the camera here. And we're basically going to load this file. It's going to take a little while to do it. So we're gonna actually minimize this a little bit. That way you guys can see my purty face and see me talking. What you talking about, Willis? All right. It does look amazing, right? So just be aware that I have a very fast computer, and this is taking forever to load this. So Just FYI. What's up, Mr. Kelly? All right, watch out, Buffer. Go, 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 go. We'll kind of try and block her. All right, this is going to take too long. Is it Shitu Box? Yes, it is Shitu Box, but you can also use Lychee. I specifically use Shitu Box. I'm kind of grandfathered in. That is my go-to slicer. I'd seen their promo 3.5 hours for a full build sculpture. Yes. It's all right. We're gonna have to tick this off. And let's go back to the file section. So it says Shitu Box Pro version 1.4. So I do have Shitu Box Pro. I don't know what happened, but all right. Oh, no, it's going to close that. Oh, no, maybe not. Okay, let's go ahead and open this. Why is it not showing the main monitor? There's just too much stuff going on. I guess I can't have the main monitor while I have my camera on. That's unfortunate. All right, so let's go to open. Or I'm sorry, not open. My bad. We're going to actually add the printer because it should be on Shitu Box Pro. Unless I need to update it again, but I don't remember seeing it on here. Nope. Looks like we might have to make it, or we might have to actually install the system or update the profiles. Ah, okay. So these are the speed settings. To most of you guys, this is just mumbo jumbo. But to me, like I can see that there's shrinkage compensation here. You have your software forecast time hour, so it's not dialed in for correct time exposures. So we're going to have to take a look at this a little bit more. But either way, we'll check it out and see how we can go. So the $1 million question, well, I guess really the only question is, should we get to printing? Should we do a print? First, before I print anything, I need to remove that little film from the fetch, which is probably, nope, that's not why that screwdriver is there. This is just a screwdriver. It's not even an Allen key. We are going to have to remove that. That is going to trigger me. And I have a feeling that it might mess with something, so we'll have to see. I'll get this out. Yes, I have Shitu Box Pro 1.4. Yeah, Shitu Box uses a lot less resources than Lychee does. And the big problem with Lychee is if the internet is down or Amazon services go offline, it's done. You can't use it, which has happened in the past. Now, granted, it's only been once, but yeah, if there's any updates or anything to Amazon services, they're all connected to it. So might have a bad day if you're trying to use your Lychee slicer and Amazon's not cooperating. It is quite huge. Huge. These screws are in here quite tight. So we're gonna loosen up this little. It's basically the resin level sensor. All it is just a little tiny window at the back of the vat to let you know that, hey, this is where the resin goes, and once it hits that, we're gonna need to refill the vat, which is nice. But the problem is the plastic's still on it. So I have a feeling I might get some weird readings off of that. So we're gonna end up removing it. Hopefully we don't break anything in the process. But we'll see. It really should be removed from the get-go, but we'll see. And you know what? I could also just be having issues with my Shitu Box Pro because I'm supposed to see the new Anycubic machines on there, and I don't. But yet, Shitu Box says that they're there, yet they're not. So I don't know. Maybe I just got a wonky download of it. All right, one last screw. So there is a nice little gasket on there as well, which is awesome. It's good to know. Looks like this was over tightened just a wee bit. There's some hairline cracks in there. Not the end of the world. It'll still work. Not too concerned about it. Now, in terms of size against the eMake Galaxy One, obviously this is a much slimmer printer, but it is pretty much the same height. So, if you are looking for room, make sure that you have some room. My pupper's just trying to get in here. Almost done, guys. Apologies for the long effort. Okay. Now that that is all set up, let's go ahead and drop this back in. We'll pick this up. That'll drop in. we'll slide on the build plate. Okay, so let's check out the carbon filter in here. If I can get this apart. Ah, that's awesome. It's like a cartridge system. It slides out like an old style tape deck. So you have your fan right here. You have your carbon filter right there. All right. So let's go ahead and grab our USB drive. And let's get to printing. So this is a 32 gigabyte ultra flare USB. All right. So we do have two USB ports. I'm not exactly sure why that would be. Maybe some add-ons, maybe for an external camera, maybe. Then we also have an Ethernet port on the side as well. Let's go ahead and put in our USB stick. We're going to grab some resin here. Go ahead and open it up. So this is a Apex Maker fast curing resin. This is very liquidy. Very, very liquidy. Okay. So now that we've got our manual gone, let's go ahead and let's do an exposure test to see. Let's take this off and show you guys the exposure, just to be on the safe side. Make sure it works before we start doing anything. We'll go to exposure. So we have 30 seconds, a minute, or 10 minutes. It's going to play. All right. Apex Maker X1. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but that is good. It is displaying what it needs to be. And it does have a countdown timer, so that's kind of cool. So we don't need to do that. We do have a checkered version as well. That's kind of cool. That reminds me of the old days of the Nano DLP, the system that is based on a Raspberry Pi. So it looks like we have like your typical LED pucks in there. And then we have full exposure system. So a vat clean essentially is what this is. So that's cool that they do provide you 3 different tests. One to take a look at it, another one to see how the dimensional accuracy is, and then one for the full-on exposure test, aka the vat clean. So they have really thought of everything so far that I can tell. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this set up. So we do have some extra features here. What is this? This leaf. I don't know what that does. Flashlight? Go, get. You've been trying to get in here. I don't know what the flashlight does. Maybe there's an add-on flashlight feature on one of these? I don't know. Automatic feeding. We do not need to have that on right now, so I'm going to turn it off. So it does have feeding and reclaim. So let's just go ahead and test out the reclaim. I just want to see. Let's turn it on. So there is an on-off button back here. Don't exactly know how that works. So there is 2 on-off buttons on there. So we have automatic feeding. So you can do closure. So when you close the lid, it will do automatic feeding on there. That's kind of cool. It's interesting. Equipment test. Let's just go through the menus, shall we? Motherboard cooling fan is always on. Motherboard cooling fan PWM. That's the power width module. Light source cooling fan is on the closure. Go out the way, puppers. Come on, get. I know you want to be by me. Let's see here. Automatic feeding, resin heating. So on closure, you can set the temperature to whatever you want, which is really, really nice. And it does only go up to 60 degrees Celsius, which is fantastic. I'll probably keep it at the standard 49. I think that's good enough for resin heating. But what that'll do is, even if you have thicker resins, what that's going to do is it's going to break it up a little bit and allow it to print properly. It's a nice added feature as long as it works the way that it's intended. System settings, let's just go into here. Native name, standby time is 180 seconds. What is this? I don't know. It says tips. Okay. Alert volume. So is there a tip feature on this if you tip it? Interesting. Machine parameters. Lift the maximum height is a 410 millimeters. So it's actually slightly bigger than a Mega. Mega maxes out at 400, which is kind of nice because that 400 is actually more like 380-ish, give or take, because 400 is going to put you right inside the vat, whereas 380 is going to put you right outside of the vat. Now, I don't know about you, but trying to get something that is almost a full-size build volume to pull out of the vat is very, very hard when you're at full build volume. So that's very nice to have that. Motor directions, you can change all that. 0 directions, you can change that. It's got a ton of different things. Z limit, I mean, you name it, it's got it. So a ton of customizability on this machine. Built-in storage. I wanted to see what this is. So it's got log. What is log? I don't know what that is. Log 1. These might just be test logs. Remote storage. Please enter the cloud disk address. That's kind of cool. Just make sure that they're not messaging. Okay. And then power outages. I wanted to see this. Power outages, data does not exist. So I guess it saves when there's power outages. So I don't know if it's exactly a power resume function, but that's what it seems like it does. So what it'll do is it will, this is what I'm guessing will do. It will recognize when a power outage has happened. So whether you unplug it, the power goes out, whatever it may be, power loss period. It will store the data inside there. You go and click power outage, and maybe it'll restore. Maybe we'll try and do that. Maybe we'll try and set this print and see how it goes. Yeah, either way. Enough talking. Let's go and get this all set up. And let me see if I can just try and copy this to the printer. Okay, so I'm copying it. It's a little hard to recognize what's what on the screen, I'll be honest, because there's no names. I think Apex Maker, if you are listening, maybe try and have a little bit more detail on what is what. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff that is on here that tells you what it is, but there's a lot that doesn't. So right now I'm just copying over the storage file, but I didn't know exactly where I was doing with that. So built-in storage. So now we can go ahead and remove our USB drive. So that way it is not needed. And we can go ahead and do our high-speed test. It looks like it's a Thanos statue. So Let's go ahead and plug this. And let's go ahead and pour this in. Ooh, Army Green. That's literally water. That's the thinnest resin I have ever seen. Okay. Like legit, that's almost water-like. That's crazy. One thing I wanted to do is I wanted to do the vats. So we're going to do resin heating. We're going to turn it on. It's at 40 degrees. I'm going to do 45. And yeah, we're going to be good from there. Okay. So now, not U-disc. It's going to air out. That was a dumb move. So it's trying to find a U-disc now, and it's going to say, oh, there's some sort of error. Or I just crashed the system because, there isn't a U-disc in there. So that's awesome. Yeah, I crashed the system. So you can crash the system. Don't click the U-disc when there isn't a U-disc in there. Let's turn this off. Turn it back on. And you guys get to see the fancy startup for it. Apex Maker. But so far, so good. I'm really digging what they've done with this printer so far. There's a lot of good things about this already. Make sure that the resin heater is still on. It's off now. Turn this on. 40. We'll leave it at 40. Leave it at 40. So here it says that it is 25.9. It is actively heating up. It is 26 degrees right now. So it does heat up, and it does heat up pretty quickly. 26.5, 26.7, 26.9. So that's pretty quick. That's good. All right, so we're going to do built-in storage. We're going to do our test print of this. We should probably put in 2 bottles just to be on the safe side. What you looking at? My dog's looking at me like, what's going on, man? She's literally laying in a piece of the styrofoam. So you guys can see how liquidy it actually is. Like, look at, I've never seen resin that liquidy before. It's almost like water. But this is fast curing resin, so that's why it's like it. It's got to be, the viscosity's got to be insanely low on this. Or is it high? I think it's low. Get low, get low, get low. I probably should have widened that mouth open a little bit more. This is going to take forever. Do, 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 do. All right, about time. Back in time. In a minute, I'm gonna need a cinnamon. All right, ready to rock and roll. press off of it. Let's see. Automatic feeding and discharging confirmation. Is automatic feeding and discharging turned on when it is not currently turned off? Do not turn on. Print prompts. Is it direct printing if the current temperature is inconsistent with the target heating temperature? We'll do continue heating. Oh, so it's gonna. So basically, asks you, do you want to print, or do you want to wait until it goes up and heats? So we're gonna print again. We're gonna say no and print directly. Okay. So now it's gonna do print file detection. It's checking. It's checked on the UV light source, so it's got checks for that. The FET film life test. So that's cool that it has the FET film as an actual life. That's similar to the uniformation printers. There's actually like a lifespan on them. It'll tell you when it needs to be changed. And then it also says print screen life test. Print file detection, the check is complete, and the file is normal. So that's really cool that it gives you some extra features to do that. Required resin is 450 milliliters. Make sure there is enough resin. Yes, there is. You're going the wrong way, dude. Unless it goes up and then it goes down to home. Which, I mean, I guess that's okay. Now, do mind that it is still heating the vat. This is not a quiet printer, too. Okay. So it goes up to home, to notice home, I guess. And then it'll come back down. And that's pretty much it. So we'll let this sit and print. And we'll chat a little bit about the Apex Maker and all of its nifty features here. Let me go through chat and see what's going on. You guys can still look at the Apex Maker and how it is. All right. My Piopoli Forge is 26, 18 and a half, and 14. Does it show current resin temp? Yes, it does on the bottom right-hand side. Let me get you guys up close and personal here if you really want on the bottom. And that way you guys can see what the screen looks like if it's not washed out. So you can see on the left-hand side here, on the left-hand side, there's a temperature. Now we have it set to 40 degrees. So it is going up in temperature, and it is printing while it's going up in temperature. So you have two options. You can wait until it gets up to temperature, then print, or you can just print while it goes up to temp. So, Shitu box or lychee? I blame you for me wanting a bigger printer. Everybody does. Can you move the camera closer? Yes, I can. I'm just letting you know I'm going to lose you guys, though, if I do. Unless you only want to go so far. I can get it that close, or I can go like super close if you really want me to. Good to see you too, Wandering. Sorry, I was away from chat here. Hey, Lindsay. Yes, my puppy. She loves to be by me. Just to think, that puppy used to be on my desk at TH3D Studio, and she used to sleep in this hat. That puppy used to sleep in this hat. This hat. So, very, very small puppy. She was great. All right. So we're at 0%, and looks like we've been printing for about 2 minutes. I don't think it has a specific time frame on it. So you could make a scale size football on it. I guarantee it. almost done with the TMNT. Sweet. I'd love to see that. Definitely post a video about it because that's a really cool print. I'm very interested to print something like that for sure. All right. In terms of the Apex Maker, let's go and get some information about this printer and let you guys know what it is. So this is a 16-inch 8K mono LCD printer. So this is a direct competitor to the Frozen Sonic Mega 8K. It is essentially the same size printer. It is slightly bigger though, so I guess not the same size, but it's similar type of printer. So our print volume, like I said before, is 353 by 198 by 400 millimeters. Now, I know the system does say 410 on it, but it seems to have that printing ability of 400 millimeters. This is a 16-inch 8K industrial LCD screen. Now, that is a very interesting thing because I've never seen it worded like that. I know there is differences in screens, though. Take, for example, when I had my old WeBox printers. Those seem to have longer-lasting screens than any of my other printers. So back in the day when there was RGB screens, they would only talk about possibly having like 600 hours of print time. Well, my WeBox has probably seen over 2,000 on a singular screen, and it has no issues. I finally ended up having to replace it after 3 years of printing, and that's 3 years of consistent printing, like literally nonstop printing on that printer. So well over 2,000 hours. So there is a difference on that. So hopefully this will keep it from getting destroyed. Easier than a lower end printer would be, but we'll have to see. Only time will tell. The precision on this is 46 or microns, so it's nothing super fancy in terms of detail. But here's the thing: the naked eye is not going to see anything past probably what a 4K printer can produce, maybe even a 2K. But 4K for sure. Anything beyond that is just, you're not going to get the details. The only way that you're going to see the difference in details, A, is if you properly tune your resin, and B, if you have a macro lens. So just joined. What's going on? So we are actually printing our first print on the Apex Maker X1. So we just did the unboxing of it, set it up and everything. And we are checking it out. So I will tell you that it is going insanely fast, and it's so fast it's kind of worrisome that we are going to have resin everywhere. That's what I'm concerned about. But anyway, the max speed that this thing is boasting is 180 millimeters per hour. Now, for those who have no idea about resin printing or anything like that, I can probably print maybe half that on the Mega with my speed settings. I don't even know. I haven't even really tested it out. So let's just take, for example, this print is about 300 millimeters, and it took 15 hours to print that. And that's not technically my fastest settings. These are more like I'm not going to kill the printer settings. Like it'll be fast enough to print, but not fast enough to start destroying something. So 15 hours divided by 3. Can't do math. It's 5 hours per 100 millimeter, right? Yes. Sorry. 5 hours per 100 millimeters, which is insane. And that will just crush it like it's nothing. So this is 180 millimeters an hour. So if I took something that was 180. Let's do this. We'll do some math here. 180 and so if I did plus or times that by 3, that's 540 millimeters in 3 hours. So I basically added on 200 millimeters to that print, essentially. So I can almost do 2 of those in the same amount of time on the Apex Maker. That's astonishing. So we have a pre-calibrated build plate, which is fantastic. Really, most of the resin printers that you do get are pre-calibrated from the factory. And most of the time, they don't need to be recalibrated when you get it. It's just best practices in case something jumbles along and gets damaged, whatever it may be. So if your box is a little more worn down and everything, you should probably calibrate your bed. But other than that, it should be perfectly fine. So we do have resin, auto, refill, and retrieval. Now, the retrieval part I'm very interested in because that stick only goes so far down into the resin. So I think it just more or less gets you enough resin out of that vat to be able to handle with okay. Because I will tell you, handling the Mega 8K and the vat is just horrendous. Especially if it's filled with everything. So I've learned to work with it while still on the printer. So I believe it is ACF film. It does not say anything about it, but judging by the way that it looks and the way that it sounds, I believe it is ACF film. So it is definitely not PFA. I will tell you that much right now. 100% with the certainty it is not. Boss Joe. I'm currently doing 185 millimeter print at 28 layers, just under 5 hours. That's pretty quick. This thing can do that in an hour at 46 UM. So that's insane. So we have built-in camera monitoring. We'll have to look in that a little bit more. There is an air purifier in here as well. Again, our build volume is 198.7, 353.2, and 400. So I just base it off of the main systems. Of course, they're going to do the differences between 8K and 4K. Like I said, to be honest, nobody's going to know the difference unless you're using a macro lens and you're specifically shooting for detail. It's not going to be any different. Let's see. Efficient printing like never before. Hyperspeed printing, uncompromised quality. Apex Maker provides an advanced LCD screen with high transparency that accelerates the curing process, delivering quicker print speeds with adjustable printing speeds ranging from 30 to 180 millimeters an hour. It can achieve hyperspeed without sacrificing the quality of final models. That is the major thing to take away here is, while, yes, it can print at 180 millimeters, does it sacrifice anything because of that? And not necessarily. Does have a resin heating vat system. The built-in heating system automatically monitors and adjusts the resin vat temperature, maintaining optimal conditions to prevent overheating or cooling, which promotes resin flowability. As I said, if you have a thicker resin, it will loosen it up. So that's kind of nice. Any idea of price point? I want to say it was at $1,500, but I will take a look and verify that. I think they are open to $50 right now to put a down payment on it or get a whatchamacallit, like lock in their early bird pricing. Let me see what they got here. Apex Maker. Let's see if we got any information here. So they've already put up a post against the Frozen Sonic Mega 8K S. So it's got this would be more against the Mega, but in terms of speed, yeah. So their average printing speed is 1,000 to 1,200 layers an hour. That's insane. Insane on this machine. Insane in the brain. Okay, so in terms of price, I know I just saw it. There we go. So it says, so there is a giveaway going on. Share awesome printing ideas and win free giveaway. So if you guys join the Apex Maker X1 launch group, there is a free giveaway going on where you can essentially get one of these printers for free. Now their MSRP on this is $199.99, so $2,000. I don't think that is shipping included. However, there are different price ranges. So if you pledge $50, you can save yourself $900 on purchasing this. And that comes out to $1,099, $1,100 essentially. Now there is another one that they had for special launch day, which was $1,000 with a $50 deposit, but I believe that is already passed. So I think that is cut off. So now they're at their second round of launch day, which is at $10.99. So that's what you guys can get this if you happen to put in your $50 pledge to hold it. So sorry, I've lost track here. Let's see. Their latest poster says 1,000 to 1,200 layers, which is still pretty on spec with the M5S and a Saturn III Ultra. Yeah, but this is also 3 times the size of those printers. Like your build volume, I can print a Saturn. I can print an M5S on this build plate. Pretty much. I mean, it's not 100%, but close enough. But it's double, if not triple, probably 2.5 times the size of those printers. So let's see. They said 99 with the first round deposit, 11.99 with the second. Gotcha. Yeah, it was for the first 300 deposit. Gotcha. Yep. So this is a very fast printer, and I will say that you guys are going to probably see this consistently throughout the next couple months, if not the next year. In terms of speed, there is a ton of brand new printers coming out that are literally just going to be insanely fast. So if you guys are from the FDM world, you guys know about the Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon and how ridiculously fast that printer is compared to any other one in terms of an out-of-box experience. You know, obviously a modified, that's a different story. But stock for stock, there's nothing that compares to it in terms of quality and speed. Nothing that I've tested out so far. Whereas resin printing has always been faster regardless of the speed of FDM printing. Bamboo gets pretty close to resin printing speeds, but it's still off by a long shot. Because if you do a solid model on resin and you do a solid model on the X1 Carbon, that's where you're going to lose majorly on the FDM side. Whereas resin's going to prevail every single time because no matter what, it's going to be as quick as it possibly can be. So I do see. Oh, that's right. That's right. So if you guys didn't see, so you see there's a blue light here. That's actually a progress bar. So it utilizes the screensaver, and then it has an LED as the progress bar, and then it goes all the way to the end here. So that's actually a progress bar integrated in there via LED. I was going to say UD LED. It's a double tap. Double check. that is insane. Look at this thing just running away, dude. Like, you guys got to see how fast this thing is going. This is the fastest I've ever seen a printer go without, like, literally screeching at me. Now, the $1 million question is, do we get a print off of this? I don't know. But we'll have to see. It is just, wow. That's insane how fast that thing is going. So this is a stock print. So I don't have any settings for this right now. We literally just unboxed this right now tonight. So this is the first print that's been on it. I'm going to have to reinstall Sheet2Box 1.4 to get the Apex Maker profile on it and get it all set up, because for some reason my Sheet2Box Pro 1.4 it's not showing it. So do I have any idea on how much shipping was for you? So I'm going to be different than everybody else. In all clarity, this was sent to me to do a review on for you guys and the groups and everything to basically showcase what it can do. And so they sent it to me free and clear, essentially. But obviously, I will have to pay the taxes on it at the end of the year. But that's pretty much it. So I do this all the time. I do this with tons of other printers that I have. I do a lot of reviewing on resin printers specifically. So if you were to see all of my resin printers here, these are all review units, essentially. I don't think that I've actually paid for one of those. The only one I paid for was the bamboo. That's it. All the other ones were sent to me for review. So, yeah, absolutely. And I'm not somebody who likes to hide anything. Like, I'll be honest. I kind of try and tiptoe around that, because a lot of people don't like to hear that, because they might think that my opinion is a little bit more biased. Like, I'm getting something free to showcase, and I have an unbiased opinion. But if anybody that's followed me for, the years that I've done this, they know that I do not do that, regardless if it's a paid for review, which I've never done so far. I don't plan on doing, but if it happens, it happens. I will let you guys know. But all these units are basically test units that I give for free to test out. And that's essentially the payment that I take for them. I know some people don't do that. There's some people that do. It really all depends. So that's kind of what I work out with the company, and we move on from there. And this one is one of the ones where they sent it to me free and clear to test out and show you guys on how it's printing and what it can do. But we'll have to see. I'm very interested. I want to see when it gets to like 10% on that screen to see if we actually have a print on here, because I am so worried that I am going to crush something in that printer and it's just going to be a real bad day. Now, I will tell you that I'm probably going to start working with people on aftermarket products for these printers. I will probably be working with Bullet Brand to do a screen protector, much as I have had for the M3 Max, the Anycubic, the Frozen Sonic Mega, the Sonic Mini, the Sonic Mighty AK, so on and so forth. So we're going to work on that to get screen protectors for everybody, so that way you guys have some extra protection on the printer itself, because that is very, very important in any way, shape, or form. And then secondly, we're probably going to be reaching out to two companies to do flex plates for it. So that's two things that I will probably be working on right out of the gate after tomorrow, to get the specifications that's needed to those people so they can provide the products for everybody. So you can have a better printing experience. Because I will tell you that I have the eMake 3D, which is slightly larger than this machine in terms of build volume and in terms of size. And it's a good printer, but the bed adhesion is so insane on that it needs a flex plate. So we worked on 2 companies to get their flex plates going on it, so they're good. Yeah. Boss Joe mentioned you're trustworthy and have contributed a lot to the bigger printer scene. I trust you. Well, thank you very much, and thank you, Boss Joe, for that that kind words and the shout outs and basically trusting me on my word. I'm basically a no frills guy. Regardless, like I said, regardless of what happens in exchange, I'm going to try and tell you guys the truth. My printing experience, whether it be good, bad. But I will tell you that I'm always going to try and work with the company to try and rectify an issue if I do happen to find one, to try and get it up and running. And I will let you guys know, like, this is exactly what happened. This is what we tried to fix it. It either fixed it or it didn't fix it. We tried some other things, and that's just where it's at. There's probably only one time that I can think of where I had just a horrible printing experience, and that was with my Elegoo Saturn. It was just nonstop. I actually had 7 of the Elegoo Saturn printers, and they all gave me issues, and it was just like different issues each and every one. And so that's what just kind of off-put me with Elegoo, unfortunately. But they basically brought me into the resin printing scene. So it's kind of like a love-hate relationship with the like I have with the Ender 3. They brought me into the scene, but I absolutely hate the machine. But the community's great, the parts are abundance, and the help is always there. So it's really hard to say it's good or bad. Let's see. Always use protection. Absolutely. Kuma is a trustworthy guy. Yes, thank you very much. Speaking of working on getting one from Bullet Brands. Awesome. Glad to hear it. I can testify to the needs of screen protectors. Absolutely. So regardless if it's a big fail, small fail, little bit of resin on it, it's always nice to have that. And especially with the Bullet Brand screen protectors, they don't just protect the screen. So it's not like they just protect this area. They protect all the way around. So most likely what's going to be made is something that goes all the way out to the front here that goes to the lip. So there's no possibility of resin ever getting underneath that screen in any way, shape, or form. So fixing response to an issue is the most important part, not whether an issue exists. Agreed. I stopped using my original Saturn, but my Saturn II is a workhorse. See, and I have a slight problem with the Saturn II. I have one right here that I'm doing testing on right now because I need to do testing on the Saturn III, which is right over there. I need to unbox that, so I need to get this all done and reviewed really quickly, as quick as I can. One of the major issues, besides the build plate, which that's my biggest downfall of Elegoo printers, is the ball joint system that they work on. They don't always stay leveled. Whereas all these other printers that are 4-point leveling system, it's literally a one and done for the life of the machine. I've never had to re-level one of them ever, unless I literally threw it across the room or something into a brick wall. That's the only time I've had to fix one, if I did. But that's never happened. Whereas Elegoo, I've definitely had to adjust the build plate quite a few times. The ball joint is atrocious, but from what I hear, the Ultras, the Mars Ultra and the Saturn Ultra, do have 4-point leveling systems on them. So that helps out a lot. And that'll just make those printers that much better, because that's literally the one thing that's missing from them. The other issue that I have with the Saturn II is because it's made to be the most budget-friendly printer, it is made with really cheap parts on the bottom end, and it makes it too top-heavy. So I'm really concerned, like when I'm going to remove something from the build plate, watch out, bumpers, that it's going to essentially tip over. That's my biggest concern about it. So Yes, maybe it is the Saturn 3 Pro. I thought it was the Ultra. One of the two. The higher end Saturn 3 and the Saturn 4 or Mars 4 have 4-point. So, have I caught up on reviews? Never. That'll never happen. I still have that whole stack of printers right there. They literally go up to the ceiling. But that's all review printers. And then I got one in the corner here. Then I got to finish the review on the eMake. I got to finish the review on the Carbon. Got to finish the review on the Saturn, the Mighty AK, the Mini AK, and the Nexa. So that's what I'm in the process of. So it's the Ultra, no Pros. Okay. Yeah, so the M5S is a very beefy, chunky machine. It is very nice. Anycubic has done very well with building their machines lately. So, sorry about the chat, guys, here. Greeting. I get it, though. That's weird. I have 3 and they work awesome. Holy cow, that's huge. Yeah, it is. My same reaction. It prints by having an LED image cure on the UV resin in the vat. It is done in layers. Yep. I'm almost caught up. Almost. It's a never-ending battle, unfortunately. You can print a copy of your dog. What machine is that? This is the Apex Maker X1. And actually, what's funny is you talk about making a picture of your dog. I actually have a scanner from RevoPoint that I can actually scan my puppy, and probably I can print maybe a 50% scale model of her. So, you still have my wife? How dare you? Do I need to come and get her? I meant 4. Yeah, the Mars 4 Pro. I need to get with you on how best to break into doing some reviews at some point. Really? That's so my journey is vastly different than probably anybody else you were talked to. Most of the people that I talk to, they go through email and really just reaching out to a company and putting it out there, trying something. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to get something from somebody, but put an idea out there. Put something in your head and say, this is what I have. Send an email to a company and see. If anything, start with a bottle of resin. Start with a spool of filament. That's how I started. I started with very simple things. Parts for printers is how I started, actually. So, but mine's all through Facebook. So mine is vastly different than anybody else's. But also my group attributed to that. I run a very large 3D printing group called 3D Printing for Noobs. And it has done very well for itself. It is a great group. And it is almost 5 years old, and we're almost at 100,000 members as of right now. I think we're at 96,000, if I'm not mistaken. So by the time March comes around, when we have our 5-year anniversary, I'm really hoping that we have 100,000 members on there. That's my goal for this year. The other goal was to hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we did that. So if anybody's on YouTube and they're not subscribing, please do so. The more the merrier. That would be fantastic. If not, it's not the end of the world. I'm not here to make money off of this stuff. I'm here to just have fun with it. The money's nice because it feeds my fat body some tacos. So, no, we didn't drink. She's actually heading out now with your kiddos. Okay. So I should probably start wrapping up the stream here in a little bit. We'll probably wrap it up here at 10 o'clock. That gives us a little bit of time. That basically puts it at the 2-hour mark. That's usually where we sit with our live streams. But I do see some parts on there, so it's looking pretty promising right now. I probably should have put up the time lapse, but whatever. It is what it is. I M5S is more plastic, but what I did notice is the spring mechanism has a side effect of protecting the screen. Really? That's very interesting. Yeah, taco time. Which actually, oddly enough, I was thinking about getting tacos for lunch today, but I ended up getting some Indian food. So, and I have some leftover, so I'll probably take off on the live stream here and get some food. Pushes the screen below 0. Oh, I gotcha. Okay, I know what that is. That I believe is an Anycubic thing. It always has been. But Anycubic has always been the best in terms of leveling. And in fact, a lot of people don't know this, that Anycubic actually is the reason why we have desktop 3D printers for resin. They started it all with the Anycubic, what was it? The Mono? No, not the Mono. The Photon. The Anycubic Photon, the OG Photon. Which was a ball joint system, but theirs actually kind of worked. But you could modify it to turn it into a 4-point system, which was awesome. So I had issues with parsing TSMNC, and my bed was pushing the screen and VAT down. Interesting. I had several old Photons. I think I had 4 Photons and 2 Photon S's, because Anycubic had some returns come back to them, and they were like, hey, we don't know what condition these are, but we can't keep them at the Amazon warehouse. So if you want them, I think they were $25 a piece. So I was like, $25 for a $250 printer? Done. So you just came back from having Chinese? Sweet. Yeah, we were thinking of doing Chinese the other night because we haven't had that in a while. There's a really nice ramen place in Evanston the wife wants to go to. So maybe we'll try and do that on Monday. Evanston has a lot of good stuff in it. The only downfall of Evanston is it's really hard to get to. There's no good way to get to Evanston, unfortunately. At least not from me. Thank you for all the likes. So 5 spices. Nice. I'll have to take a look at that and see. Posh spice. 5 spices. Oh, that's out in Roselle? What are you doing, puppers? Come on, get back. Get back. Here. You want to come over here? You want to say hi? Come on. Over here. Come on. You want to come up? There you go. I know. You just want some lovin's. That's my puppers. This is my puppy, Lainey. She's my shop puppy. What printer is this? This is the brand new Apex Maker X1. It is a insanely fast resin printer. So I've really enjoyed my Hallett One, even with the issues I've had from ComGrow. Yeah, I mean, you bought a used printer, so I mean, expecting something major from that, like major in terms of like good major, it printing essentially is very high hopes, but yeah. The pupper's watching. Are you my printer guardian? It is a big boy. We do have a slightly larger printer right there as well. That's a resin printer. That one though is a laser resin printer. That's the eMake 3D Galaxy One. But this is a very good printer for the size and everything. I'm very interested to see it. I really like all the options on this. That's what really is kind of selling me on this. And that one feature specifically where you can raise or lower the Z height to whatever you want, hands down, sold on that alone. The VAT heater, secondary, for sure. You have to be all up in my face. Oh my God. I know, I haven't given you lovin's all day. I'm sorry, I've been trying to do this stuff. So I will tell you that earlier, I had this place completely backwards. I had like the stream set up over in that area and set up over by the desk because I was just going to put it up really quick. But that didn't really happen because I realized that this is much taller, so it's going to be hard to put this somewhere. Do you plan on getting the 8KS? I believe I will be. Yes, I do, but I already have the 8K. So the 8KS is actually a little bit smaller than the 8K. However, the trade-off is you lose 100 millimeters, but you gain like double the speed of what that thing can do. And I'd be very interested to see what speeds I can pull off on the 8KS because I pulled off some insane speeds on the 8K alone. So, oh yeah, I see it ships in a crate, but I've never seen pictures of the inside of the crate. How is it packed? It's packed pretty lightly, to be honest. Excuse me, puffers, I need to put you down. So this is essentially what it's packed with. 2 of these, 1 on each side. So not a huge bit of packaging on it, but with the crates and that, it should be substantial enough. And it is kind of on a pallet by itself. Like it does have wooden blocks on it and everything. So it should be utilized to have a pallet jack used on it. However, I don't think that's always the case, but hey, it is what it is. Mine showed up a little beat up, but it still came in one piece and it wasn't having any issues. So, yeah. So, in terms of the 8KS, the thing that is really going to be my go-to is not so much the 8KS. I mean, I'll enjoy that machine, I'm sure. But it's the wash and cure station that they are providing. And I also got word that Anycubic is coming out with a wash and cure max, which would be very interesting. But I think it's only going to be holding the M3 max build plate. So it's still going to be on the slightly smaller side for printers like this and the Mega. Whereas the Mega wash and cure, or wash, can hold up to a 15.6-inch build plate. So it might be able to fit this in it, but it'll definitely fit the Mega build plate in it, which is really, really nice to finally have something like that. So how much do I estimate does it weigh? I think it was 46 kilograms, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if it's got it on the box. So with the box and everything, I think it was 46 kilograms. There, you want to go? Go. Go. Yeah. So it says that it's 46 kilograms. So that entire crate and everything is 46 kilograms altogether. So not super heavy, but definitely heavy enough. I have the M3 Max and have the Plus Wash and Cure Station, but my M3 Max LCD went out. Ordered a new one, and it came damaged. Oh no! If you're in the United States, Alpha, and you can't get an M3 Max screen, let me know. I do have an extra one because I do have the M3 Max as well. And my screen went out, in about 50 hours usage, which was really, really quick. So I was a little disappointed with it, but that's a really hefty and nice printer when it works. So definitely a better buy than Jupiter, because the Jupiter is slightly bigger in terms of the machine, but it's got a smaller build plate than the M3 Max. So, all right, not too bad considering its size. Yeah, and so the size of this machine is, I think it was 31 and a half inches tall. So it does take up a good amount of space. So just FYI, if you guys are looking to order this, I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that. I don't have any way to point it into an affiliate link. But we'll see if maybe that can be a possibility. If you guys are interested in purchasing one of these. Again, I can't tell you to go ahead and do the backing of a Kickstarter. I will never, ever do that type of stuff. I will leave that completely up to you, but I will tell you that right now, if this is the machine that they are expecting to produce for anybody that backs them, I think it's worth the money. And that's really hard for me to say and not bite my tongue because it's Kickstarter, and I have a big problem with Kickstarter stuff. But this is a new company, so technically, in terms of what Kickstarter is supposed to be for, this is exactly what it's for. A new company, a new machine, never resin printed, never done anything 3D printing related, coming out with a brand new machine. That is exactly what Kickstarter is for. So if anything that checks all the right boxes for a Kickstarter, it would be this machine. So, yeah, my acquaintance has a Jupiter, and he mentions it's roughly 45 kilograms. Wow, that's a beefy machine. I don't even think my Mega is that heavy, and that's much bigger machine. I've already made a deposit on the first day, so I'm all in on it too. Cool. Apex Maker parent has a brand of resin under a different brand name. Yeah, so again, to be in all honesty and fairness, these resin bottles are made by Jamhe. I can tell that already. Whether or not it says it on here, I don't know. It says Yichi Digital. No, so it has their stuff on it. But yeah, essentially, this is made and developed by Jamhe. Any bottle of resin that you see that's like this, these brown bottles, they're pretty much made by one company in China, and they're just vastly rebranded. Anycubic, Elegoo, Epax, eMake, this company, Apex Maker. Who else? There was another person on there. Who else was it? Can't remember off the tip of my tongue, but essentially they're all made by the same company. They're all white label, which is perfectly fine. It's not the end of the world. Everybody does it. So. All right. Well, with that being said, it is 10 o'clock my time. All right, have a good one, Wandering. I thank you for stopping in. Link for Kickstarter, I don't have that because it's not ready right now. But if you go on Facebook and look up the Apex Maker, and that's APEX Maker, MAKER, you can check that out, and they do have some information about it right now. So this print is the one where you pay $50 for the Kickstarter printer. Yep, it is. So it's $50 to hold your position. So retail, apparently this is going to retail for $2,000, which is still a fantastic price, because the next closest thing to that that's on the market right now is the Frozen Mega, which is about $1,000 more. Maybe not $1,000 anymore. Maybe a couple $100 more. But it is a smaller machine. and this provides a lot of extra features on it. Now, I haven't went through all of the features, but there's some really cool ones on this printer that I like already. So it's already checking some of my boxes off to be one of the better printers I've had, which is really, really nice. So, but yes, I'm gonna head off here. I'll give you guys a quick little shot of what's printing before we go. So you guys can see that there is something printing there. It is printing, and it's printing fast. So we'll see exactly what it prints. I think it's a Thanos statue, but we'll have to see. It's kind of hard to see what it shows on the screen there, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But yeah. Anyways, I thank you guys all for stopping in on the streams. Whether you're on Twitch, you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you're on Twitter, whatever. If you guys aren't following me on multiple social medias, go ahead and do so. Where you can find me mostly is late at night, around this time and later, over on TikTok. I do a lot of live stream with fellow TikTokers over there, or just by myself, depending on how the day goes. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream and you learned some information about it. If you guys want more information about the Apex Maker, I will leave links down in the description for this video. And you guys can go ahead and check it out after that. And yeah, I look forward to providing you guys more content on this printer. So make sure that you guys, like I said, are like and following, because we will be doing a lot of different prints with this printer in the next week or two. And we'll follow up in probably 2 weeks on an official review on it and my final thoughts on, the goods and the bads, and kind of go from there. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Until next time, guys, happy printing.